Hello YouTube, this is Ben. Long awaited tractor video. I mentioned in another video that I bought a lawn tractor, and I did. It's a Craftsman LT1000. It's got a Briggs & Stratton 17.5 horsepower one-lunger, a one-cylinder, 42-inch dual blade deck. A downgrade for me from my normal options, it actually has a nice shifter, but actually a 6-speed transmission. Usually I drive hydrostatic stuff, so that's a definite shift for me. I bought it used from my sister-in-law's boss's wife. Unfortunately, the boss passed away, so the wife was selling some stuff, and so we were able to buy this tractor for $400. I'm not sure on the hours of the unit, but it's in very nice shape. I was originally concerned it might have been blowing by some oil, but it's not consuming any, and it's not getting any more oil anywhere, so I'm pretty good with that. It's a turbo cool, whatever that means. I guess that might be the ducting for the engine here. But it runs cool, longer engine life, all that good crap. Overhead valve unit. Here's a carburetor on this side of it here, and we come over to the engine label, who if I skim it really fast, yeah, I'm not going to know what year it is right off the top of my head. It's probably 2000-ish, which is 16 years old or so, I guess. But anyway, that's the tractor itself. It's in pretty good shape. I use it to mow my acreage, which if you've seen any of my videos is pretty big. Now that being said, of course it wouldn't be a good video without a start. The seat's pushed all the way back because I'm a big guy. And to start it's really simple. And I parked it this way, not because I like to point at cars, but because the sun's a little better here. Amp meter works. This is another ode to cheap. Instead of having a choke, you have full throttle, which is here. And then to choke, you have to go farther up. So you have to start the engine at full throttle, which I always like to work the choke and the throttle together, kind of like some voodoo mixing thing. But anyway, full throttle choke, and then you kick it down to lower. And this Ricade, I usually kick her down lower than that to go somewhere. Unlike other tractors I've had in the past, does have a mechanical PTO where you grab this bar here and you eave it up here and click it up to there, and now your deck is engaged or disengaged. The key, which is I'll talk about in a second here, deck height. Because of all the moles or groundhogs or whatever the hell you call them out there in the sun, we have this thing on 6, so the anti-scalping wheels barely touch the ground. There is the clutch and the park brake here, typical standard fare for tractors. Start permissive requires you to have the brake on. A neat permissive that this thing doesn't have is mowing backwards, which it's either been disabled or just never had it. I'm not sure, I haven't really looked that far. Oh, there's my engine type right there. 001. So, yeah, 2001. So it's kind of old, but not too bad. But what I'm going to do now is the key. I didn't really talk about the key, did I? Let me get out of the light here. That's on with headlights, that's on with on, and then that position there is start. So with our unit up here, with the choke on, like so, I'll start it with the hood open. We have our start key here, and 3, 2, 1, go. Bring down the throttle a little bit right there. The engine through the vent here. There's quite a bit of slop in the steering. Put it in first gear. Let out the belt. There we go. Throw it in reverse. Put the park brake on for fun. There you go. Exhaust out the front here. Fairly standard fare. They haven't really been breaking any ground on these tractors in a long time. Dinky little fuel tank. But if you have any questions, as the tractor goes, it's pretty good. I don't mind it. Here, let me turn the headlights on. There we go. If you have any questions, just let me know. Catch you later. I guess I should turn it off. Kerplunk. See you later.